Welcome back to the Win with Dice podcast, a podcast featuring members of the Win with Dice team. I'm Calvin, and I'm joined here by Ramon.
Hey guys, happy almost New Year's. I actually don't know when this is coming out.
Whatever day the Wednesday is, the 30th. So
The 30th.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve, guys. It's been a hell of a year.
Yeah, should old acquaintance and all that. It has been a very, let's say, eventful year. A number of ups and downs, a number of things happening, but I will say, relative to like specifically this YouTube channel specifically, pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
As far as like being able to putting out content regularly goes, we've been doing this since the summer. Bringing in a new audience, a whole lot of new subs, a whole lot of new viewers, that kind of thing. I think like it has been a hectic year, but there's at least for us personally, there has been a bright spot to it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very grateful for a lot of things that happened this year, and life in general is not too bad for us over here, I think.
At the WWD.
At the WWD. You're home for tabletop RPGs and flim flam and being too nice to each other. That's what.
Oh, way too nice.
Way too nice to each other.
It's because
Right.
I save when I bug you, I save it for like in games when I ask who someone's name is when I know you haven't thought of it yet. That's
But it's
that's what I save it for.
I mean, yeah, true, I guess. I guess it's when I egg you on too about how you need to kill PCs. And, you know, Calvin, you kill a lot of PCs this year. It's a pretty good year, I think.
Yeah, definitely more than I ever have. Two. I just got them in right at the end.
Right at the end, you know, you were slacking for a while. Then boom.
Yeah, no, that's on me. I should have been. Well, I had to catch up, right? I should have been doing this earlier. Yeah, so I guess let's just get on into it. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. We do want to talk about some previous games we've played, do a bit of a retrospective on the year as a whole, and maybe talk a bit about our plans for the future. I did also want to like just follow up with like the Taking20 thing that we mentioned last week, because Cody did post like a follow-up video where he went a bit more in depth into how he felt like it seemed like also from the DM side and from the player side that he felt like there was very little choice in certain actions and things like that. Going into the math of how one thing is like so critically more useful in combat than some other things would be. And I don't know. I was just weird that some people would think that we were like accusing him of not being creative enough or not thinking of different ways to mix up the combat to make it more interesting. So just to head that off at the pass. Well, yeah, I see the point that he was making. I think like it's still up to an individual to decide whether or not like they enjoy a game, and I don't think people should worry too much that someone with a large channel doesn't particularly like their favorite game. I think they should just play what they like, and then let the community, like if they want the community to be better, if they want it to be bigger, then they should be doing what they can from their end, not worrying about what someone else is doing. At least.
Yeah, the negative comments on Cody's videos are like they were like not warranted, and I think that for us too, it just kind of brought up a discussion in general of like why we play the games we play, right? It's like there's like crazy amount of factors from like, you know, I was introduced to it from my older brother or something, or like my good friends in college started playing it and I just wanted to join in, or you know, I saw Critical Role and I was like, oh man, what's this D&D thing? That sounds awesome, right?
Yeah.
You know, you know, I think that you can make a system work for you, and whatever you want to do to run it or make it work. Make whatever you want run in the system. I think you can do it, definitely. Or you can just go find something else to play, like a different system. Oh, words coming out of my mouth. It's hard.
Yeah, no. This was a spur of the moment thing, just because I was thinking like I don't want to be associated with the people who are being excessively negative. I want to make it clear that like he made his point, but we feel differently and we enjoy the game still, and that's okay.
Calvin doesn't want to be a bad person on the internet.
Exactly.
No negative vibes here. That's what we're trying to say. Although it was crazy. I thought it was nuts too because that he actually sent his response video out before we put out our podcast on it just because of scheduling, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought from the first video it was going to be over, but then I forgot that it was 2020 and the internet's kind of fire right now. So it's like, it was just like, wow, okay. I didn't think it was just going to be like, all right, here's, let me break it down step by step why you're wrong. Right. So, but I thought it was interesting. I honestly agree with Cody, honestly, for a little bit, because it's like, the math numbers, the numbers don't work out in the favor of the narrative sometimes, right? Like definitely in the scenarios he put out, there were like, oh man, like I should just roll some dice and attack or whatever, right?
Yeah. Like from what you put out there, I can get how you can like extrapolate from that and feel like every combat situation, you're gonna have to do your rotation of actions. Yeah. I totally get it. I think that explains it a bit better than the previous video did.
Definitely.
Okay, I just wanted to get that off my chest, just because I was worried about that. But let's talk about something that has to do with us.
Guilt, Calvin.
No, I will not feel guilt. I will feel giant robots instead. Let's talk about Lancer for a bit.
Yes, Lancer. Mechanized cavalry. The good old mud and lasers. Well, at least that's what I like to think about. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, except for us, there wasn't too much mud because we were in space.
Yeah, true. There was a lot of asteroids and pew-pew lasers and very fast jets and people getting exploded by good old magenta orangutan.
Magenta orangutan. I had to like reformat because you know how I made the layout for the stream. I had to like reformat that entire layout to fit that long ass name. And he has the biggest robot too, so.
I know, he's a chunky boy, which is so funny. So we'll do a little recap of the Lancer stream we did, number 2. If you guys missed it and it's just your first time hearing about it, we did the second session. I think Calvin calls it the VOD, video on demand, right?
Yes.
I'm not new to the internet. The
streamer lingo. I think that's more of a Twitch thing, but. I guess I picked it up.
Anyway, but I'll put an iCard right here, so you can click on the iCard and get right to it if you check it out, and then come back and listen to the rest of this podcast.
But also check that episode out. Yeah. So you want to go into like just a brief summarization of it?
So the boys got to the comms base. And they discovered that the comms base is under the control of like a partitioned, kind of fragmented, cascading NHP. And that was kind of fun. I also busted out my
your
my
voice
soundboard,
modulator.
My voice modulator, so I was doing weird voice stuff, which was cool at the beginning, and then everyone couldn't understand me because I was distorting my voice too much, which was a little sad.
So like NHPs are like sort of AIs in a way, slightly.
Well, they're like not exactly AIs, because AIs exist, but they're like how do I explain it? They're like an AI invented an AI. They're like 2 steps away from that, and they're so complex that they have to exist in folded blink space, which is essentially like another dimension. That's how faster than light travel happens. They have to live in folded faster than light travel space
because they're too complicated for normal reality. So
exactly.
Yeah, right. So we came across this thing, and it was it didn't seem to be doing too well, from what I recall.
Yeah, it was having a severe mental breakdown basically forever for a while, and was having lots of dissociating problems. But essentially, they also found out that there was a bunch of comm stations. 1 second.
Yep.
It's my lovely cat. She was meowing so much. Tried to open the door. So I anyway, she came and now she's gone. I don't know. She was so worried about me. My precious lovely cat. Anyway,
so there were a bunch of comm stations.
Right, it's a bunch of comm stations orbiting this on a bunch of moons on this Saturn-like planet, like in the rings and everything, and basically partitioned itself throughout the entire network, and that's the thing that's kind of sending out that jamming signal. And so you guys basically did half of it was a little bit of hacking and fixing, trying to reroute power to push it out of the system, trying to get more back control. Half of it was actually talking to it and convincing it to like stand down, and you guys learned that, like, you know, it was kind of abandoned here, like whoever put in the installation, all these installations kind of forgot this NHP and just left it here. And so when the pirates found it, they're like, oh, we can use this cascading NHP to all of their hackers. Instead of, like, you know, helping it like decent people, they let it get all crazy and then let it use it and like unleash it essentially to capture ships that are going sublight and pull them in and doing all sorts of stuff to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Which we were hired to stop. And then we eventually, like, we finally discovered like how those pirates were doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So then you guys had like a holdout mission where the pirates regrouped and was assaulting you because you cracked the code or cracked the NHP. NHP receded back into its casket and wasn't functioning anymore. And then there was a signal going out because there was you got like a from the what are they called? The Albatross, which is like the ISPN. I think I said it right this time. ISPN. They have a
is it
with the
IPSN?
Albatross. Yeah, IPSN. What did I say?
You said you know what? Don't worry about it. That happens all the time.
Them North Star folks have a relationship with the Albatross, who are essentially, to my knowledge, they're space knights, and they just fly around the galaxy smashing pirates. Like, that's what they do. That's all they do. That's like their thing that they like to do. So yeah, that's what they do. They just show up, beat a bunch of pirates, move on to where else there's more pirates, and we sent a signal beacon out, and then all the pirates started trying to stop it, and then everybody, you know, got into a fight. I think it was a pretty fun encounter. I think it was a little long because it was a holdout mission, so it was just, instead of it being like kill the enemies on the map or do a thing, it's like just hold out, right? Yeah,
for a number of rounds. So yeah, like essentially we were in this location on the map, and then enemies just kept spawning and coming in, but we had to hold out for a set number of rounds. And again, I don't know if that one was also in the book as well, but I do like how that just mixed up the combat and made it different than just go blast these guys until there's no more left. It's like they're the ones coming to blast you now. It's an exact reversal basically of how we took the base.
Yeah, exactly, right. So it was, you know, pretty interesting. I think everyone had lots of fun. I think everyone had a chance to shine actually a little bit, which is kind of nice. It wasn't just the magenta orangutan show, as much as we like to joke about it. And then after that, you guys, there was a big space battle ensuing, which I kind of glossed over, between the pirates and the Albatross's ship that showed up, and you guys boarded your ship and made your way to the pirate base, which, you know, I stole that whole running, you know, flying into the enemy runway kind of thing from Mandalorian, the last episode. If no one hasn't watched that yet, sorry, I think I spoiled it a little bit, but you know what? Whatever.
Don't say any more than that.
Yeah. So everyone got there, jumped out, and this base was built inside of like inside of some lava tubes inside of a moon or something, or a base. And you know, and it's like I built it so there's like, you know, there's lots of, you know, line of sight blocking stuff, there's lots of tunnels, and so, you know, and the thing I also said was I gave some extra caveats. It's like the mission was to basically stop the pirates, but also to take in the pirate captain alive, and also, you know, take in her mech basically intact, which was kind of difficult, I think.
Yeah.
To pull off. I did give the caveat of like, well, you can take some difficulties to try and, one difficulty to not make her die and another difficulty to not blow up her mech, because she had like I think I said like a Tantalus drive, some sort of thing that made her able to her mech to basically just be crazy maneuverable, which turns out worked really well.
Yeah, annoyingly well.
Even though I think I used a rule that was once per round a little bit too much, but I don't think it only really hindered one player in particular. which in fairness was like basically her or the pirate captain's downfall, essentially. If that person ever got line of sight of her, she was basically a sitting duck.
Yeah, pretty much, because we were facing the pirate captain and then a few of her mateys. So while a couple of us were off and trying to deal with those guys, the other two were trying to catch her. She was like zipping around, because sort of like the other one that was really hard to fight, but that one was just stealthy. She was just crazy fast.
Yeah,
and we just couldn't get a line of sight on her. Especially, again, like changing up the conceit of the battle by changing the terrain of the battle. We were sort of underground, so we couldn't just like fly over rocks and stuff. You had to like position ourselves around them. Eventually, towards the end of the battle, we were like all like closing in, like specifically moving to cover like escape routes from this one corner of the map to try and like box her in.
Yeah. I thought it worked out exactly the way I imagined it, where it was like, it was so hard. Like the frustrating part of the fight was just trying to get in line of sight to her and then not make her just disappear, right? Because that's like, and I think that was good too, because I knew what kind of character Steven was playing beforehand, because he often plays Magenta Orangutan. It's like his go-to is to play that kind of long range big gun dude. So and I was like, you know what, this will work out. And like I paired her with the witches, the care hackers, which was a really good fit, because they're dangerous enough to take attention away and be like, we all can't go after her, which is like the way you defeat her is to back her in a corner, right, essentially.
Yeah.
But I had to pull a couple people away, because if you turn your backs to these hackers, all of a sudden your mech's gonna explode, because you're overheating so much, or you're so crippled from all the memes that like you're non-functional, and she's able to escape, right? And that was cool too, because I also had a time limit on it. I was like, they're preparing the ship, and if she's able to, if you aren't able to catch her or stop her in the time, then she would jet off and you would lose the mission a bit. Like you would lose all the good extra bits that you would get, like the extra bonus stuff. But
yeah, because you were changing things up as to like how we were getting rewards and stuff.
Yeah, that too. Interesting. I think I might change that going forward before we play the next mission, because I found that I think it might have been it made more sense in my head at the time. But now I think maybe I've given too much stuff, if I've said it. But we'll see how it works out. Maybe I'll change it for like the rewards for after the next mission. So mission 2, after mission 2, I might change my reward system to be a little bit better, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I do like the concept though of like, if we do these optional tasks, there's additional rewards. I don't know how you want to mix it up, but I do like that idea in general. I'm just not sure what else you can reward people with in Lancer.
Yeah,
other than
true.
licenses.
Yeah, for sure. Well, some of them, like, so the one reward specifically is like, well, you can get an extra piece of gear or whatever from like a Horus spec, because or Horus license, right? So it's like we rolled on the random table and everyone got something for free. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, does that mean that you get it for free, or does that mean when you print your mech again you can get an extra bit on there, right? Or you have more choices? Because then it's like, well, if no one's really going to use the choice, then why would I give it to you, right? It's like I want to give whatever I reward, I want people to use, right? Because they only really last till on the next mission, right? yeah, that's the thing with Lancer. It's just so new to me. I don't know how to reward people that well. I don't know what's cool, right? Like,
Yeah,
what do
yeah,
people want?
that is a thing to struggle with. Like, what do you give
Right.
people when they succeed? And
Yeah.
especially when the game has so many like a very specific central conceit for leveling up.
Exactly.
Like how do you reward that? Because you level up in chunks essentially. It's not like you get bits of XP. You level up more in pieces. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to figure out something for that more so than I would, because I was still trying to wrap my head around the game even today. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely people should check out those episodes. We've been having a lot of fun with them. We definitely did a few new and different things this time around with all the sound effects and the music. So hopefully people check it out. Also to see all of your cool Roll20 stuff that you do.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing for me. That's how I like I get my rocks off as a DM is to make stuff for my players and see and do all the things. So it's cool and interesting and visual for them. And it's visual for me too. Like I want all of it. Right? I want it to be kind of like an experience, I guess. But also I'm really bad at like narrative stuff, so it's hilarious how I compensated everywhere else. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think you are, but if anything, you put enough frosting on the cake, no one's gonna notice the cake.
Yeah, no one really cares how good the cake is. People care about how good the frosting is. That's what I'm at. That's where the thing I'm gonna focus on.
Well, I'm enjoying the games, so I'm sure our viewers will enjoy them as well.
Yeah. Cool. So let's talk about Tim's game.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Tim, our friend who we did mention his game a few episodes ago. Gosh, I don't know how many episodes now. There's so many episodes of everything. I'm gonna say it was 2 episodes ago, and hopefully be right. But so he was running the Lost Mine of Phandelver adventure path from D&D 5th edition, but converted to Pathfinder 2e.
Yeah.
And when last we had left off with our heroes, they were going into a goblin cave to try and rescue a couple of guys who had been captured by goblins. We made our way like halfway through. This was just with 2 players because you weren't in the thing yet. But when we got there, you did eventually join like mid this boss battle.
Yes, it did. My character showed up, which I was playing a wizard. A wizard that blasts stuff. A blasty blast wizard blast. It shot a lot of magic missiles. Like a lot of magic missiles.
Yeah, I mean that's what wizards do. There's no.
Yeah, I was like, magic missile wizard go, and I just shot like a bajillion magic missiles. It was funny because every turn I was like thinking like, wow, what else am I gonna try and do? And I was like, I don't know. It's like magic missile, electric arc. Those are the things I think I wanted to do. And it was fun, man.
Yeah. I mean, again, Tim's games are always they've both been like really fun, just in general.
Yeah.
Especially in combat. I'm just really enjoying what he does in combat. I'm trying to think of other different things to say, but I don't know. I don't want to spoil the adventure path. But we did have some interesting incidents because we were looking for 2 people who got kidnapped by these goblins, but we only found 1, and we weren't able to interrogate anyone because most of them were dead. We did let 1 guy go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we should have grabbed him, but
that's okay. I mean, honestly, like to me, I was a little frustrated. Like my character was frustrated. Like I wasn't actually that frustrated. I was excited to get to all the other stuff that Tim introduced to us too. But it's like that's the thing, right? It's like when you feel like you've made a mistake as a player, it like sucks.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, god damn it. And it's weird because, as a DM, if I make a mistake, I can just be like, well, this is what actually happened. But as a player, I'm like, no. I have to live with my consequences. Or live with the consequences of my actions or whatever.
I mean, you sort of have to too as a DM, but you are able to you do have more control over the world to compensate for those mistakes versus as a player where if you don't remember to capture someone, then they are gone.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why I was like, nah, we need to kill everybody. It's fine. Like, I sometimes when I'm playing, like, a character, I just literally forget that, I just get so bloodthirsty sometimes. I'm just like, yes, it's death. Right.
Well, that's because that's how you are as DM. You get that. You got to focus on the NPCs now instead of on the players.
Take my magic missiles, pia 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 pia, which is cool. Yeah, missile OP.
But we did manage to deal with the majority of the goblins in that goblin cave, except for like one, which I don't know. Maybe we'll find them again. But we did. After that, we headed out and we ended up. We did have a very brief encounter with a bunch of like those small bat things.
Oh yeah, the Sturges are. I think they're called Sturges.
Yeah, Sturges, which were surprisingly difficult. I'll say.
Yeah, I hate Sturges in general because of the idea of them freaks me the hell out. Like, oh god, like, kill it with fire, which I was kicking myself with because it's like I don't think I packed any area of effect spells, and I was like, ugh, I wish I had Fireball right now because I would have just been and bam,
Yeah, because you're a wizard, so you should have Fireball.
I should, but I'm too low level yet. But I just didn't have any area of effect spells, and I was like, man, I messed up. That was literally what I was thinking. Because I also have a thing when I'm a player where I kind of want to be prepared in like all situations, kind of. So I think, but I've also decided that I'm just probably going to cast Magic Missile till the end of this game. So
I mean, it's such a useful spell. Like it's low damage, but it's guaranteed damage. And I kind of feel the same way, because especially with spellcasters, like you want to feel like you got a spell for everything in your in your bag of tricks, because like a martial character doesn't have to feel that way because you just go up to the thing, you just swing your weapon and you're done. But like if you're casting spells, you gotta prepare those spells.
Yeah, and it's just like the fun part about being a wizard too, I think, because we have so many spell slots and so many ways to kind of get extra stuff and learn extra spells and doing all that stuff. I think more people should play wizards. I think wizards are a little intimidating because, I want to be a dork or whatever. I have to learn all these spells. Forget that. But like, I want to be a sorcerer and shoot my magic blast fingers. Pew pew pew. Like.
Yeah, just give me the magic for free.
Yeah, give me the magic for free. But I think the wizard is a cool class. Definitely, staff wizard's a cool class. It's cool, I guess, ability too, because you get to create your own magical staff, and that's like super iconic, and you get to have extra spell slots, which is always great. And I never felt that like I was running out of stuff as a wizard, which was pretty cool. I know you did. You felt the pinch when you were running your druid.
Because I got like 2 spell slots. Which I kind of tried to be in character about. My character was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, cast all the magic you want. I gotta make do with what I have here. I got 1 Gust of Wind spell and I'm saving it for something.
Love Gust of Wind. I've received clever Gust of Wind spells on the other side of the DM screen.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I think it's a really good spell.
Like I got my butt saved by 1, so that's why I took it, because I know it's very effective, but
definitely.
I don't know. I couldn't think of a way to use it effectively. So hopefully once I level up, I'll have some other spells that I can do. But we did head off to a town, and we had like this sort of like world map to look at, that we were like learning bits and pieces of. As they were being described to us.
Yeah, I got a shout out because Tim did something cool. Every time an NPC brought up a place that's in the town or an area on the map, he will flip it from the GM screen. I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing. So it would pop up, and I was like, oh yes, that's so awesome, because it's like the video game thing where now it's like your map updates and it's like there's a thing here, right? Like, I thought it was
pretty much.
Cool.
I really like that, because it also adds to it, as much as it is a video game thing, which is partially why I liked it. It does sort of add to like the verisimilitude a word we've mentioned before, of the world, in that like now that we've learned of this thing, we know what it is, so we can mark it on our own like personal or mental maps. We know that this place here at the end of the street on the left side or whatever, we know what it is now. So like our characters would like that is essentially how the town map would look to our characters in their heads.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, like they know, oh, that's the inn or whatever, or the smithy.
The smithy, yes, yeah, which is cool because normally you just get like a full map and it's like, oh, here's all the crap. Like, oh, okay, cool. But it feels more like discovery and explorative and adjective look do. Like it's like
yeah, like it does encourage me. Like I want to spend more time in this place now that I haven't like since it wasn't given to us all at once, basically.
Yeah.
Like I feel inherently like I want to explore more of it. So I am looking forward to doing that. And we did also get like a whole bunch of side quests to deal with. Because this town is dealing with like this gang of bandits that's like,
who's about to get a wizard as their leader if I have anything to say about it.
Oh, that's the direction you're going in? All right.
I know. I'm so torn. I'm so torn from playing like this smart old dude, which I originally thought that what I want to be when I was playing this character as a wizard, right? But I was just like, I think deep down, me as Rahman wants to be a gang leader. So I think I'm about to do a hostile takeover about this gang.
You can be a wizard gang leader if you want, sure.
Yeah, man. Just
try it.
Because my day job is this, I could moonlight as a gang dealer, a gang leader. That would be pretty dope.
It would be. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Tim does in the future, because I did also I did give my character a bit of a backstory, which means I'm attached to her now. And I left some parts of it like open-ended, just because I was thinking like of maybe how that could be integrated into a game. And I was wondering if it was like, is this too much to put on someone's shoulders when they're just starting out? But he seemed really into it. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with those little bits and details I gave him. I learned this term recently, of like giving your DM knives. Like you have these things that your DM can use against your character to like at some point stab them in the back with.
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy for what it is.
Exactly. So I handed him like a handful of knives, and I was like, you can do whatever you want with these, and I'm really interested in how that's gonna reflect, especially if we keep continuing to play, because again, like with Tim and Rebecca, and I just really like playing with new people. Like playing with new people as players is fun. Playing with new people as DMs is incredibly fun, because it's just so unexpected. I don't know what to expect. Like I never know what to expect. So no matter what happens, it's like,
oh man, it's crazy. And like the way that it's so nice to see someone else's creative efforts, right?
Yes,
like just like it's like we can. It's just like. I don't know. It's like you can just steal so much from it. Like it's so.
I mean that too,
it's just so cool. Yeah, it's just so cool to like see how somebody else do the thing that you do all the time, right? It's awesome. Seeing new DMs just kind of throw the whole book out the window and just be like, well, this is what we're doing now.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Like there's always going to be something that is like, oh, I don't do that, but that's really cool. So
now I do that now.
Yeah, now I do it. So yeah, again, like I'm hesitant to say like a ton of very like specific story details like we do for our other games, just because I don't know. Like I still don't know I mean, I have a general idea of what's pre-written, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't want to spoil it because it's a published thing, but. Yeah, I guess we're dealing with this gang next, and hopefully finding that kidnapped guy. So,
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. I was like, oh yeah, the gang. It was like the gang. The gang is the thing I focused on. And then it was like, oh yeah, the kidnap guy.
No, gang's priority.
Gang's priority.
But yeah, looking forward to that next game. Well, is there anything else we need to cover before we go into like our how 2020 went sort of thing?
No, I don't got nothing.
Okay, yeah, me either. I'm just making sure because
let's deep dive into this year, 2020, baby. Let's talk about it.
So this year, I pulled up our videos, just to see what we got here. Gosh, we didn't publish anything in 2019 apparently.
Good job, us.
But I know for sure because here's some behind the scenes details. There is another episode of our Starfinder actual play that we recorded that I haven't uploaded yet. And I think we recorded that in 2019.
Yeah, we recorded a bunch of stuff in 2019, I think, but then we never got around sending it out because life gets in the way of things.
Yeah, and some things is just a matter of like difficulty and like how to create things. So I guess that's kind of why we fell into doing this podcast. Because like editing wise, it's fairly easy. Especially now that I've gotten to a process of it, which is essentially just like, you know, syncing up our audio, playing the music. Yeah. I like mixing up the order of the music tracks. I don't know if people notice that. I don't know if people notice that I changed the background of the video, but like I notice it and I like it.
No, everyone comment down below if you've noticed it and give Calvin the validation he needs.
Everybody who knows which episode the background changed wins the prize, and the prize is me feeling good about myself.
We'll give you a shout out. We'll give you a shout out on the next podcast.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. But yeah, let's talk about the podcast itself. So we started back, the first episode went up on July 15th. So we probably recorded that a few days earlier. And it was pretty much just a campaign summary, as well as a few other things.
Yeah. So the reason why I kind of just I basically just came to Calvin. I was like, Calvin, we need to record a weekly podcast about us just shooting the shit.
Yeah,
I think this will be great because I got inspired by I think it's a Trash Taste podcast. That's like the podcast that I listen to I think the most. It was just a bunch of, so it's like three anime YouTubers or anime adjacent YouTubers. They all moved to Japan and they started a podcast together while they were living in Japan together, and they're all from not Japan essentially, right? Yeah. So it's, you know, but I thought that the dynamic that they had, that the energy of just friends would be a good place to have to start for our podcast here. And you know, the topics they talk about their lives, talk about just general stuff. Like I think that's good, and I think we can like put our own spin on it and put our own personalities out there, because I think I don't know. I think I'm kind of good for you. I think you're pretty good. I think I don't know where I'm going with this, but that's
yeah. No, like I think what we've managed to do, at least with this podcast, is we really, gosh, how would I describe our energy? It's just casually talking about what some people see as a complex topic. I think is what we were aiming for.
It's a demystifying, right?
Yes.
Which is what I think what I think really needs to be shown or exemplified. Like it's being a DM and playing and running tabletop RPGs is really rewarding, and you know, but it is difficult, but it isn't as crazy difficult as everyone makes it out to be a lot of the time, right? A lot of times people will, you know, be like, oh, it's the DM, and oh, the DM is so special or whatever, and it's just like, nah, it doesn't matter. Two idiots on the internet could do it. Anybody could do it. Like,
basically, that is it. I think that's why we do a lot of campaign or session summaries, just because, I mean, for one, we play a whole lot of sessions. First off, I didn't even realize, like, oh yeah, this is a thing that we constantly do. I didn't even realize that until this was a thing. But it has also helped me in a way to like summarize out my ideas and just to think again about how a game went and what I feel like I learned from it and what I would want to do like differently or what I want to continue to do. Because like I think this year I've done some of my best DMing of all time. Like in all of my games. But like the new one I started especially just really went like incredibly well. And I don't know if I would have been able to like express that if I didn't have this podcast to express it on.
You have to bottle up all those thoughts and emotions inside. And
exactly. I would have been able to talk to you about, hey, this game went really well. Because, I don't know, you're the only person I could say that to.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And then definitely, apparently I use this podcast to air my grievances about stuff.
Yeah, like the investigator class.
Yeah, the investigator class. There's an iCard to that podcast, which I thought was, I don't know, I made a good point. But you could go there and watch it, see what I said, and tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, how do you feel I'm right about the investigator class? It's just really, really, I don't know. It's just really been fun and interesting. Like I think one of my favorite moments. I actually have a couple of favorite moments of the podcast. One of my favorite ones is when we were talking about when I was describing how the bandit leader that you came across in that vault had like traveled from one location to the other, and I had taken the time to figure out like how if she was traveling this distance, how long would it have taken, and when would she have arrived, and all that.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't have that conversation anywhere else in any other context. Like I especially having your reaction of just what, really? Like
I was so disappointed. I was like, nobody's actually ever gonna question why the bandits were here. Like no one's gonna be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. They're traveling by foot, and by my calculations, they would have taken them this long, right?
It's exactly like no one would have asked, no one would have cared, but like I had to figure it out. I had to be like, okay, they took the day after that fight, and then the next day they had to start traveling. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had time to reach there before you guys.
Oh my god, Calvin, you're so ridiculous.
Because you started ahead, and then you were on horses, so they needed to leave early.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well.
And yeah, like
well,
I couldn't have had that conversation anywhere else other than this podcast.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe we can talk. What was, if there was something you could take away from 2020 in, the DMing RPG hobby that we're in? What would it be? Can you summarize a whole year's worth of shit in one comprehensive thought?
Like for myself or in general? Because I might have different answers
for yourself, man. Yeah.
For myself? Okay, well that's the one I didn't know.
What do you have generalized thoughts on things?
Yeah, I mean, in general, I feel like what I picked up on is that more people should be doing this. More people should feel comfortable putting out creative things or expressing themselves creatively, even if it's not DMing. Whatever it is, it's very likely that, and this is actually a lesson that I have to learn about certain things myself, but whatever it is, it's very likely not as complicated as you are making it out to be. Certainly not as complicated as it seems before you start. Like anything else, once you start doing it, it's going to seem easier. Because, like, for me, DMing, like, it sure wasn't easy when I started. And I just... like I was afraid of trying to do something unique or different, but at this point, like now I feel like I'm way better at it, and I'm seeing more people start, and I'm seeing more games, and I just, even outside of DMing, like I like seeing people who are able to express themselves in a creative way, because I know it's not an easy thing to do. I know it's something that people feel very nervous about, whether like it's like art or music or anything. Like I know people feel very nervous about it. So just seeing more people feel comfortable starting that sort of thing, especially something that's going to be very public and shared, I just think that's incredible, and I hope that's something we can see more of. I think it's an honor and a privilege to see more of that. But that's just like in general. Like for me specifically, like I don't know what I learned.
God, were you paying attention this year? I know it's been a crazy year for everybody. Actually, I would expect that, like, I didn't learn anything this year. I just was happy to be alive.
The whole thing.
Yeah, it was just kind of like a weird, messed up, bad dream all of 2020. That's what it was.
If there's anything, I'm just really proud that we were able to put out something on a regular basis. I think gosh, what did I learn though? I'm trying to, I don't know, what did you learn? Just like help me stall.
Help you stall? I learned that the internet isn't a scary place this year. This is the most I've ever been on the internet, actually, including I got my Twitter. I had my first time on Twitter, really. My first time on Discord, really, this year. I feel like a boomer or something. But it's like, oh, the internet's such a weird, cool place. But no, I mean, I met tons of new people this year. I have tons of new friends from the internet, which I was like, that's impossible. There's no way people make friends on the internet. Because I'm very fortunate to have lots of friends like IRL, right? And we all used to hang out a lot, right? So I appreciate and I'm very thankful that I was able to meet tons of people outside of like my immediate surroundings. It made me like I don't know, just remember that good people are everywhere. yeah I mean that's entirely a fair thing. Yeah, and as much as like everyone says that the internet or Twitter or anywhere is just full of garbage people, I disagree. There are good people out there, and there's tons of fun to be had. So, that was my kind of new experience for 2020 was, and learning that it's just like, just hop into a chat room with some people. Somebody's like, yo, my friend on the internet is running a game, come join up. And then, you meet some people and you have some fun. And then all of a sudden you have too many games to play in.
I know you do.
Now you have a whole new better problem where it's like everybody's like, come on, come play in this game. It's going to be fun. And you're like, sorry, man, I got like 12 more or something.
It's too many games.
Too many games. I think that's like a good problem to have. When
it really is.
Too many options. And I encourage people to go out there and join in forums, go on Discord, go on wherever place and find some games to join in. Tell people that you're running a game. Run games for some strangers online. Like you might make some friends, some good memories. And if anything, you just, you have a cool new Twitter person to like your memes or something.
Right? I mean, that's always good, right? Someone who understands your posts, so they can give you that little bit of joy when you see someone's liked it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, that's what I learned.
I guess what I picked up on, you know what? I think I can tie this back to the Unis Honest channel that I mentioned a while back that I'm sure a lot of people know about. And how it started off as like this silly idea and then it exploded into something incredibly creative and popular. And again, just seeing people trying new things. I think what I learned and what I hesitate to say learned because I haven't like internalized it entirely yet. But I guess I learned to just do the thing, which I guess is a derivative of what I was saying before, but
just do the thing. I love it. It's the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very basic idea, but it is something that's like just do it, Like when we started this podcast, there was a part of me that was like, I don't know how this is gonna go, but then we started it, we continued to do it. More people were watching it, more people were seeing it, and it was just like, Like at the beginning, like I didn't have the process of editing down. I didn't know entirely what I was doing. I was like trying to do too many things at once with editing, but now I'm more comfortable with it. It's a very smooth process, and I think I should try to apply that more to, I don't know, everything. Cause
like figure out your process for life and just rinse and repeat, make things a little bit better for yourself.
Like just like to stop hesitating and to stop overthinking every single idea, and to just like do it, because there's probably something, there's more good on the other side of doing something than there is on not doing it. I've learned.
I know it's I always come back to the Shia LaBeouf screaming at you, just do it. like that is the encapsulation of I think what drives me to do, just in general, is just like, man, like anytime I feel like I'm overthinking something or I don't know about something, I just dive in, man, and then worst, actually the worst case scenario on the other end of you doing something is learning something, right? Learning that, well, maybe I don't tackle it this way next time, or like, maybe this worked out, but this didn't work out. Like it's just like being honest with yourself and being like, I probably won't succeed as much as I want to the first time I do something, but eventually I'll get it. Yeah, and you just gotta start.
I think being honest with yourself also comes with like, but you could be like it comes with also like being realistic, and that might sound negative, but it does come with like a bit of positive, like a bit of, but this could work out. So like, don't assume it won't. Don't assume it'll be explosively popular, but also don't assume it'll be a crash and a burn. Just let it be what it is.
Just let it be what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what I think what 2020 is kind of too. It's just like like when we move past this year and move past all of this craziness that's happening. I mean,
it's not like some big switch is gonna flip when we go to the next year, but it will at least feel like a reset of some kind.
Exactly right. And it's like, that we'll just try and do better next year and just be like, whatever last year was, what it is. It's just what it is.
And like for me, that is something I still have to like internalize. Like it is something that I still have to make like a regular part of my life, but I can at least look at this whole podcast and say that I have concrete proof that just doing the thing is better than not doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's the plan for the future, Roman? What are we doing?
Spaceships and hovercrafts and hoverboards and 3D printed food, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Is that all in our Lancer game?
Yes. More Lancer in our future. Definitely. I'm on the hook to get these people to license level 12. I set it, and I set that goal, and I'm going to do it. If it kills me, it might kill me. I'm a little bit stressed out about it. But I think it'll be fun. I have some crazy ideas that I want to try out, and I'm not too concerned about the story. I'm more concerned about like the theme of the missions and like making it fun for my players and having those jokes and just making the game the way I want to make it. Like I think I hope that everybody's watching enjoys it and really kind of sees like you really don't have to worry too much about every aspect about DMing or running a game like that. It's just kind of like, just do it. Do whatever make you feels good. Yeah. Don't worry about it. No one's grading you. No one's giving you a D+ in whatever. Just do it. But yeah, that's the future for I guess actual play stuff on the channel that I'm responsible for.
Oh boy. Me. So longtime viewers or recent viewers who have gone through our video history would know that we did have a series of Starfinder games called Renegades of the Drift. That featured several of our friends. It was Ramon, Deanna, and Cam, who you've heard in like all of our games. We were playing some Starfinder, like this sort of science fiction, science fantasy game, where they all started off on a prison planet. there was a big breakout, and then a whole lot more stuff happened.
It's really a tale of revenge, if anything. That kind of pulp fantasy feeling type of game.
Yeah, it sure is, and you haven't gotten your revenge yet, and that is something I've wanted to get back to, but I have also wanted to start our Mutants and Masterminds game. Because we did do like a one shot with Gold Knight set in the Sentinels of the Multiverse universe, which, I mean, gosh, like I want to play the Sentinels RPG, so that's a whole other thing I want to do. Oh, I should have written that down on our list, but I do want to bring back our Starfinder game. I do want to start our Mutants and Masterminds game. I have episodes of those things that we've recorded that I haven't put up yet, so it's a matter of figuring out like what I want to lean into first and how I want to do it. I wanted to do it as a live stream. I still kind of want to do live stream gaming, but I don't know, because now I am thinking like, would that be too much on my plate at once? Because I know I said I wanted to do it, but now it's like, would that be hard?
I don't know, Calvin. You just said you just do it.
Yeah, I mean, do things that are physically possible. When like this,
yeah,
because what we've been doing so far as our streams go, is I'm handling like the stream software, and you're handling like the actual game itself. And I think that's a great way to do it, because that allows me to focus on like, is this working? Like every now and then I could just like check the audio, make sure that's working. I can just put up a tweet and bring some people in. I can't do that if I'm running a game, so I don't know. We'll figure out the format, but like 100% for sure, I want to bring back Starfinder, because I know you're itching for playing Kato again.
I do miss Kato.
I'm itching to explore some of the rest of the setting. I bought new stuff, so I want to explore that setting. But I also really want to get into Mutants and Masterminds, because I've had some really cool concepts and ideas, like my favorite kind of comic book stories. I had some concepts that were similar to those, so I want to get back into that. So definitely gonna try to bring those series back, hopefully in the beginning of the year, so we can start putting them out with some regularity, and then just do like an arc of one and an arc of the other. Like now that I'm putting it out into the world for other people to hear, I guess I have to do it, so So future Calvin might not be so happy about what present Calvin is doing.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll next year when we do this the year-end podcast for 2021, we'll recap and say like, hey Calvin, did you do all the things you said?
I'll be like, last time we recorded that past Calvin, I'm gonna kick his ass when I find him.
But yeah, no, I mean, as far as like the channel too, what I kind of want out of this is, show some sort of like authentic perspective with, we're small, we don't have any sponsors, we're not really trying to get sponsors. I mean, it would be nice, but I just want to be real with people about, just like our perspectives on stuff, and the actual day in day outs of being a dungeon master and trying to run games and getting stuff together and stealing people's ideas and being what is being as not as hype as like the rest of the cool internet people, like the Matt Mercers or the Matt Covilles or whatever. They have really good ideas, but I think like Matt Colville specifically, I think a lot of people think that guy is super cool and the best DM ever, but he's actually kind of shit sometimes.
I mean, so is everybody, but
yeah, but it's like, I kind of want to show people that it's again, it's like I want that authentic showing people that DMs are just not, there's regular people, they're just people who also want to play the games as everybody else. It's just that we decided that we want a little bit more responsibility, right?
Yeah, that's what we decided. We decided, hey, this thing that's fun, it should be harder.
Yeah, it should be harder. It should be way harder.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we do have other things that we want to do that I don't know if we want to like put out in public yet. But just
We'll keep it on the wraps for now.
yeah, because it's more of a let's figure out how to do this kind of thing more so than if we do this kind of thing. So those things will be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mystery.
like we do want to. I think we both want to do more actual play stuff, regardless of what game it is. But I do like our series. I miss our Starfinder characters, and I like what I had planned for Mutants and Masterminds. So I don't know. Maybe I should put up like a poll or something, because I was saying we were talking about it in that nebulous off-camera area where the audience doesn't know we exist. I was saying I want to do Mutants and Masterminds first, but now that I'm talking about it, now I want to do Starfinder.
Hey man, maybe you should put a poll and let them decide. Let the people decide. Let's just give it to them and see what they want.
Nah, it's gonna be my choice.
No.
I'm not nice enough for that. No, you know what we should do? We should wrap up our Starfinder, because there's episodes of that already up. We should wrap up the arc we were doing, and then start a Mutants and Masterminds game. That's what I should do. That's all right. Future Calvin, when you're editing this, like tomorrow or on Tuesday or whatever, remember that's what you're doing.
Oh man. Hello, when you give yourself homework.
I'm gonna be so pissed off in 2 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep watching our channel, keep checking out this space if you want to see more Lancer games, if you want to see I guess Starfinder and then User Masterminds. I think that sounds better. I didn't mean to plan while we were recording. I should have told you this before, but I guess this is happening now.
This is it, man. It's raw internet right here.
So I think we should wrap up we'll do Starfinder first. I think that sounds better because we've done that already. So yeah, that, and then we also there's like a bunch more things that we both want to put out.
Yeah, there's like a million more ideas we have floating around. So 2021 is going to be a good year for Win with Dice, and we appreciate all the love and support, all the comments, all the likes, all the subscribes. Honestly, I think it's kind of crazy.
It
people
is.
check out our videos.
Really
I love
is.
it when people. I love it. I really appreciate it, even if you stop by and check out like just a few seconds of us. It's well worth it. For you to come say hi and or come listen to us flim flam about on the internet. It's kind of nice.
About like what we're into and what we want to do, and just I don't know. I am excited for the next year. I still feel like that pure rush of creative energy that I felt at the end of Unis Honest. That kind of powerful. Like I can't sleep because I want to make things. I've actually been today doing some new game dev stuff, like animation and things that I thought were really hard, but I'm like just trying to do them now. So I don't know. Today was a pretty good day all around.
Yeah, and I guess we'll sign off.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was so into it. I forgot we have to do we're doing a show. So if you want
Unfiltered Calvins forgot he was even on the internet.
Yeah, depending on what time of day we record this, it really determines how unfiltered I am. Especially these more recent episodes, we've been kind of later. I've been more like oh man. But if you guys want to see more of what we're going to do this year, you want to see more episodes of the podcast, you want to see more episodes of Lancer, you want to see more episodes of Starfinder, Mutants and Masterminds, you want to see some you want to see a thing. I had to catch myself because I was going to spoil what we're doing, but I'll let people see it when they see it. But if you want to see more stuff, just be sure to check us out on Twitter, check us out on Facebook, check out our website, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, because you know, it lets you know that we're putting something up. There's still like a notable chunk of our audience that isn't subscribed. I think we did get some new people recently, so you know, if you want to see more of what we're doing, which is why we're talking about this. We are doing more things. We're going to exist next year.
We are going to exist.
That is the bar we will reach.
Yeah, that's the bar where we have set ourselves to succeed, is to keep on existing. Thanks, Calvin. Great outro as usual. Give the people what they want, damn it.
Oh, well, what do they want? What is it that they want? They want the ultimate tip, the ultimate advice. Remember, everyone, thanks again for the amazing parts of 2020. Hopefully into 2021, all of us and all of you will remember to continue winning with dice. And we will see you next year.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.